final nail in Harry's coffin. Duke harshly punished for prioritizing Netflix and chickens over Philip. If Prince Philip was watching down over his moving memorial service at Westminster Abbey yesterday, we have a feeling he would largely have approved. The relatively brisk ceremony whipped through hymns and speakers at a fair gallop, fitting for a man who appreciated brevity and military precision in such matters. The mood was solemn rather than sombre, the immediate grief at the Duke of Edinburgh's passing last April having given way to gratitude for his long life of dedication, his inquiring mind and sense of mischief. Most notable among the tributes to his legacy was that from Doyen-Sonibert, a Duke of Edinburgh award holder, who told how Prince Philip's scheme changed her life as a teenager, a story shared by thousands over the decades. As for the Queen, left so isolated by coronavirus restrictions at her husband's funeral nearly a year ago, we are relieved she was finally able to give him the grander send-off he deserved. Despite mobility struggles, Her Majesty, weeks from turning 96, was determined to be at the Abbey. As with Philip, her stoicism never ceases to amaze. Even the potentially thorny issue of Prince Andrew's attendance accompanying the Queen was not the distraction it might have been. The service was, however, tinged by one note of regret, the absence of Prince Harry, who stayed away in the States after an unseemly stopover being asked to foot his own security bill. We think it's a decision Harry will come to regret in time, if not already. After all, many other royals managed to fly in from abroad for the service without fuss, so why not him? Photographer Arthur Edwards, who specializes in pictures of the British royal family, said, "Royals young and old came from far and wide to Westminster Abbey yesterday to pay tribute to Prince Philip, except one. Prince Harry's excuse for avoiding the memorial service for his own grandfather because of security fears is, quite frankly, lame. The Queen's great-grandchildren and even distant cousins were all there to support her. But Harry couldn't be negation bothered to take a few days off from Netflix, or feeding his chickens in the US, to honor the grandfather who always supported him. I'm sure his new paymasters could have given him a bit of time off to be there for his beloved grandpa. Whether walking with the 12-year-old prince behind his mother's coffin, or giving support while Harry was on active service in Afghanistan, Philip was always there for him. Prince Harry was the one person who should have been in attendance, but the message that he sent out was that it was too much trouble. There was so much security at the Abbey he could have joined his brother, their cousins and nephews and nieces without any fears at all for his well-being. His grandmother the Queen and his father, Prince Charles, would of course have been pleased to see him. They may be royals, but they are still a family. Relatives he hasn't seen in a long time, like Lady Gabriella Kingston and Princess Beatrice, would have loved to have heard all about Archie and his new baby Lilibet. Sadly, he chose to stay away in his big house. You lost out, Harry, on a great occasion when the who's who of Europe and beyond turned up to do honor to the man who for many years loyally served the Queen. As far as I'm concerned, after yesterday's no-show, Harry has burnt his boats." Arthur Edwards tells Sky News how incredible the security inside Westminster Abbey is and fumed at the Duke of Sussex for making an excuse out of the same. "Harry should be here. Whether he brings his wife, Meghan, or not, it doesn't matter. The security here is incredible, I can't tell you. He should be here," he added. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle have disappointed royal admirers with no statement on Prince Philip Memorial. Speaking of disgraced son Prince Andrew, the photographer added, "He is on the list too." The photographer